Can I get a fucking what?
What?
Why is it so sticky? Why is it so sticky? I came.
My father was a very smart man.
My father was a smart fucking guy. He bought me noodles every fucking day. Okay, I can't get on Dane Cook. We gotta go. Because I will get stuck. I will verbatim the whole fucking stand up. Oh my god.
That's pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie.
Vicious Circle, it's so good.
I haven't watched that in so long.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really...
I haven't watched it in a long time either, but I watched it so many times before that...
Is that the one where he's got the skit where he talks about cheating and he's like, when you come home, your floorboards are like, liar, cheater.
Yeah. He's like, you're trying to like float into bed.
Got glitter all over you.
It's like you just fucked a pixie.
My personal favorite from that one is...
Picking that shit up.
Is the guy who sneezes.
Yes, the fucking sneeze. Yes.
Oh, now I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
God bless you.
Gesundheit.
Oh, yeah. I love Dane Cook. He's fucking funny.
Me too.
I'm pretty sure my copy of that is like right on the other side of my computer.
That's funny.
It's a good one. There's another one he does where it's like the skit about, cereal. He's like, Christ checks or whatever. He's like, hope you have a wonderful day.
The what is it called? Communion or what's it called?
Yeah, he's talking about communion. It's called Christ checks.
Yeah, you kept calling it Christ checks.
Yes. Oh, he had another joke that I used to love when I was younger. Now I can't remember what it was. Does he have something about potato salad?
I don't know.
That's Ron White.
Yeah, Ron White.
They call it tater salad. Yeah. No, Dane Cook had one where it was like adopting kids and like, never mind. I'll figure it out and I'll get back to you guys.
Right, yeah.
So I'm sending you guys a link in the chat for later. Ivan Decker is one of my favorite stand-up comedians. Mm-hmm. And so he opened for Jerry D when I saw him in Vancouver. And I've basically gone to see Ivan Decker anytime that I've been able to since. And he just put out a new comedy special, but it's completely on YouTube. It's like 40 minutes, but it's absolutely hilarious. And Sarah and I basically, as the day that it dropped, I was like, we're watching this because normally it's, what do you want to watch? And then it's 20 minutes of that conversation. And then you've missed the opportunity to watch an hour-long show, and it's a 22-minute show at best.
No, 100%. Real quick, I've gotten into Kill Tony a lot lately, and that is it's good.
It's a show?
Yeah.
I know, I'm like, what is this?
It's on YouTube. It's basically...
They're like, why so aggressive, right?
Yeah. Why are you going to kill Tony? That's not nice.
I only missed like one episode.
Yeah, it's
that is rude.
It's basically Tony Hinchcliffe and a couple other comedians, and they bring different stand-ups, and they only have like 60 seconds to make people laugh. And then with some of them, they have like some good interplay where they'll actually make fun of Tony or one of the other comedians on there.
Right.
It's really good. Like, I'll see if I can find one or two of them, and I'll send them in.
That sounds fun.
Theo Vaughn's apparently coming to Halifax. I'm not going, but he's coming.
I see him everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice he was in one of the clips they showed? I can't remember which episode it was. I was like, oh.
I know I'm noticing everybody yawning, so let's get this.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm getting sleepy.
Sorry.
I did not get my normal Friday nap today.
So
no.
You want to play like any of the music? It doesn't have to be the long one. It can be the short one if you want to do that.
That's what she said.
I was about to say it.
Thankfully.
Can't take us anywhere.
That's why we record from home.
And we're out here firing quick tonight.
What the fuck is going to happen when we all get together in the same room is what I want to know.
Oh, they ain't ready
I'm
for
sure
us.
that the room will be padded and we won't be allowed out.
Fair.
We'll all have new jackets. That'd be so fetch.
Stop trying to make it happen. It's not going to happen.
Speaking of trying to make fetch happen, episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like we planned that.
I know it is.
We
Look,
didn't.
I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to tell you that she wants Jasmine. She wants Jasmine in there. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, hey, welcome back to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. We're here to recap episode 2 of All Stars 4. It was a double feature, and so was this. So let's go. Got myself Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife Corrina Hayes. We've got, oh my god, I had a brain fart, and we're back. Alexis, Tex, Rawson, Katie, Bad Blood Pahura, and of course Tony, Stats, and Infolance. That's 2 people, not just one. Don't adjust your screens. With that being said, we're about to break down episode 2. I don't know the title because I'm using
I'm
Corrina's
sorry I didn't give it
notes.
to you. It's called You Won't Break My Soul.
You damn near just did.
You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.
Why does that sound like a Taylor Swift song?
It's not
It's
either.
not.
Because Katie was singing it, so you assumed.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Insert Taylor here.
Right. Like I got
That's perfect.
I got lots of pictures of Taylor in that little folder that I sent you a picture of. The inside there's glitter and sparkles and then pictures of Taylor Swift. So I got you, girl. You have your own little folder of shit for my edits.
Dude, what have you done to my wife?
You're welcome.
Like,
75%
of the conversations in this house are Taylor Swift based now.
You're welcome. I've discovered my purpose on this earth since joining the podcast, and that is just to turn people into Swifties. So I have succeeded, and I'm very proud.
You're good at it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a student.
And the children now.
Hey, what are you going to do tonight, Corrina? Oh, I've got homework to do. What do you mean you've got fucking homework to
He's
do?
like, what do you mean you have homework? I'm like, Katie says I have to watch this video, this movie, this short film. And then I find the behind the scenes and interviews about it and shit. So that it's like an hour. Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Cat butt. Mozzie, it's not that kind of show.
Great. Now I have to put glitter coming at the cat's butt.
She's going to cut out every one of these parts because she doesn't want to do more glitter.
Just be all these really jagged rough cuts to avoid glitter.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I love that button.
It's a good button.
Such a good button.
It's so weird. It's so weird too because that button, it came pre-programmed with the soundboard, and I changed all the other pre-programmed ones, but I didn't have. So my first, they call them banks. So my first bank is all our podcast related stuff, things other challengers have said about us, or our music and stuff like that. And I had one space left that I couldn't fill, so I just left the harp there, and I've never found anything to put it there. And now I'm glad I did it because now
it was always meant to be.
It was meant to be. It was always meant to be.
But we can't get one. Wah, wah,
I just forget. You gotta remind me.
Why do we need to do it when we have you, Rick? You did so well.
Oh, you know what? I did get a new one though. I just haven't loaded it. But I was pulling a clip.
What kind of tomfoolery is this?
I know, it's fucked up. I shouldn't even told you guys, but I did.
You can cut this.
I need to.
The listeners will never know. Sorry.
Right? Yeah, no. But I need to bring it in because it was such a good one. And it's an older school player. I pulled the clip off of Fresh Meat. Fresh Meat 2, I think. But that person had been around for a little bit.
I don't know.
I know you don't know.
So there we go.
I'm going to be thinking about it now. I'm going to, when I'm still awake tonight, be like, who was it?
By time we get to the fucking daily, I'm going to be past that and forget.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. That's how I work.
It is one of your favorites, though.
I'm fucking looking forward to when it gets added and I can press the button.
Wonderful. Oh my God. You hate me tonight. I'm just gonna add glitter to the whole fucking show. It's just
everyone gets glitter.
Yeah, the whole show.
It's a good idea.
Okay, so before we get into this, I just realized that you're in a white shirt on a white background, and there is not a ton of depth in that.
So you want me to go change back to my black shirt?
That, or you can go find my DK shirt. Just putting that out there. It's like wearing the black hoodie with the black background. It just never worked. Did you say fuck off?
No, I said fine.
I didn't hear what she really said at all.
She would never.
And if she did, she would say it with her full voice.
She would say it with a chest.
If she said it, it would be my fault. I did something wrong.
Just blame it on the husband. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, shit rolls downhill. So then I'm like, I look at the soak. I'm like, why'd you do that, dog? And then walk away. Oh, there we go.
That was very quick.
Did you just have that like laying on the kitchen counter or something?
She wore it earlier.
Yeah, that's where I changed my clothes.
Oh, okay.
It was right here in the kitchen. I
shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
literally standing like right next to you.
I have to pick up dog puke mode.
Oh, I may even just like right now.
No, because right in front of me is right here.
I was going to say, she's not there still. She's the other side. Although I appreciate that you still looked just to see.
Really? Right there?
She's still here? She's still here?
Anyway.
You know what's great about this is it's 3 hours later for you guys, 4 for Tony. So I get funnier more tired you guys get. So,
well,
anyways, welcome back to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. Got myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes. We've got Katie.
he already did.
Did I fuck up already? No, you changed shirts.
No, he's doing it again because he changed his shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to start all over.
I gotta go. I gotta go home.
Sorry.
Continuity.
My bad. I ruined it.
Fuck y'all. You know who we are.
What's up, guys? I changed shirts.
I can't breathe.
Oh my God.
In case you don't recognize Corrina.
I just didn't want to make it like where it's like a jump cut. Like all of a sudden you go from wearing a white shirt to a black shirt. Like somebody flipped reverse on the fucking visuals. Only on your shirt though. Everything else did the exact same.
I'm just saying, like, are they really paying attention? We won't
did
know
an entire episode where I actually had a full Christmas display
you
behind
did.
me.
And nobody
in, like,
said shit.
July.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they would have even noticed.
Maybe Corrina spilled something on it. She had to change.
They don't know.
Who's gonna know? No one's gonna know.
They do now.
They know now. Yeah,
Unless
you
I
told
redo
them.
the intro.
No, it's fine.
No, it's because it's not. I didn't tell them. You stopped me in the middle. Didn't we already do this?
Well, I didn't know you were gonna. I thought that was just the whole show. We had cat butt sparkle glitters and all kinds of stuff. Like, and now you just want to cut all that and start the fuck over. I don't want to do that. I just want to. I have a new shirt on, guys. I'm a human being. Okay, I'm sorry. I wore white against a white wall, and that was really stupid. So now I have a new shirt. Let's go.
It's actually the same shirt you just saw last episode. So
yeah, but like new from the beginning of this episode. Whatever.
Anyways, so guys.
Thanks for stopping by Costume Corner. Now back to the show.
We change our clothes on this fucking podcast way too much, I swear.
So often.
I don't know why. I don't know how this has become like a thing for the Challenge Fandom Podcast, but it is.
We like to keep you guys on your toes.
it's not
Like Rick said, man, we allow costume changes here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we just call them clothes?
But, oh, did I say costume?
Yeah. Like, we're not on stage right, okay?
Maybe we are. This is my stage.
The whole world's a stage, sir.
Oh, fuck. Welcome to the show. I have no idea where we were before this, but I know
Not very far.
But I know one thing that's very important that I do want us to go over. Sorry, I was getting into it. This is an
happy over
important,
there.
Just playing with the buttons.
thing.
He's trying to get an echo going. Instead, he just muted himself.
Oh my God, please
Rick's
stop.
going through a tunnel.
Fuck up my audio edits.
Fucked everything else up tonight, so let's just keep it on a roll.
Rick, did you change?
Maybe. Maybe this is me from the future. Who knows?
Oh my God.
Or maybe from the past, back when they filmed All Stars 4.
Back to the future.
Back to the future to the past.
Back to the future again. Back to the Future 3.
I feel like we're going to have to start getting bar graphs, but you know what? One thing I did want to make sure we go over before we get into the show, Tony, I know there's something very special to your heart that you are taking a very big role in, and I wanted to give you some time to explain about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So last year I did the Walk For Alzheimer's, and I actually ended up being the largest fundraiser as an individual from the entire province, which I did not anticipate.
Dude.
So fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they asked me if I wanted to actually organize a walk in my area because I traveled about an hour to go to the one last year. So yeah, so I have organized one for Bridgewater, which is where I live, and I'm also still fundraising. So last year I ended up with purple hair, and this year the options are pink, blue, purple, rainbow, and mermaid. So basically May 26th is the walk, and any donations that are made to myself or my team, you can basically send me a message, let me know what color you want that put on, and then on May 23rd I have a hair appointment and I have no idea what color hair I'm going to end up having. And because I'm not getting married several months later this time, I'm just going to let it ride until it grows out. So right now, I think Mermaid is in the lead. I just before we started recording, I hit 2,000 for donations for this year. So I haven't been fundraising as much this year because I've also been organizing the walk. But now that that's mostly kind of set in stone, I'm going to kick it back into gear for fundraising and see what I can do. But apparently, despite the fact that we're like a smaller community, I think we might be one of the largest donations so far. Like, we've raised the most funds outside of the major one that they do in the city. So yeah, so I think as a whole, I think our walk specifically is up over $4,000. It's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So I think we're going to put a link in the show notes to donate to myself and my team. And us, the other thing that I did want to mention as well, because it sort of happened organically last year. So I just want to kind of put it out there. Anybody who has family members, friends, anything like that, who are dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia in any capacity, if you want to chat about it, if you want somebody to talk to who knows what's going on, for once, I'm actually sincere when I give my Instagram handle, which is Biodomer on Instagram. Feel free to shoot me a message. I ended up realizing that a lot more people that I knew were already dealing with it. And I actually had a couple of our listeners reach out to me as well. So I'm just going to open it up like right out of the gate. Doesn't matter if you're donating or not. If you want somebody to chat to about it, feel free to shoot me a message, or you can message the page and it'll get to me pretty quick too.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love that, like, everything worked out so great last year, and that it's like led into this new kind of, way for you to be involved this year. It's awesome. And I'm going to be really surprised if the mermaid hair does not win.
It's a couple $100 ahead right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, I figure that one's pretty cool. I'd be excited to see that one. So
I just think it's so awesome that, like you said, it's moved on to something that you can like, put some time into and really give back to the community, especially when you're a part of that community and dealing with, a family member that's dealing with it. So, like Tony said, if you want to donate for Alzheimer's, it's the Walk For Alzheimer's. Am I saying that correct? Yep. We're going to have it linked below. It'll go directly to Tony's team. And obviously, if you want to know more information about it, reach out to Tony at Biodomer. He'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. Yep. Because it is really an important cause that affects a lot of people that, don't necessarily talk about it. It's family, friends that are dealing with it as well.
Yeah, there's like a huge stigma around it, and there doesn't really need to be. And I suppose I didn't mention, my mother has dementia, and she's in a long-term care facility. So that is part of why I got involved. Her mother had Alzheimer's, so we had done the walk together several times before she could no longer do it. And now it's sort of like my mission to carry it on.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
love that.
Yeah. One of my good friends lost his father to dementia. It's
hard.
It's tough. And it's something that affects a lot of people out there. So anyways, if you have the opportunity or the availability to donate, please click on the link below for that. All right, guys. So let's get into why we're here, which is All Stars 4, Episode 2. What's the title again?
You won't break my soul.
You won't break my soul.
You won't break my soul. That is a song, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, it is, for reals. Who sings it?
I don't know. Google that shit.
I don't know that.
The two of you right now.
You won't break my soul.
Yeah.
Like, I know it.
Not professionally or anything, but you guys are singing it.
Shut up.
We're starting our own band, okay? We've got our own club. You're not invited. You can't sit with us.
I can't sit with us. Oh my gosh.
What?
Are we bad?
Beyonce?
Oh, it is.
I feel like a fucking idiot now.
Me too.
You won't break my soul. Yeah.
Oh my
it's
God.
Totally Beyonce. Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot.
I can hear it now.
Yep. I can hear the whole song.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Okay.
Oh.
Moving on.
Oh, we're going to speed past that like we didn't just say that.
I'm just going to pretend none of that ever happened. Almost like your shirt change. Anyways. So starting off this episode, all right, am I wrong? But Steve. Intro,
Steve.
sitting there with the fucking massage gun.
Dude.
Voiceovers.
Yes, the voiceover and everything. I loved this.
God.
I'm curious. I'm curious what you guys think about this, because I did actually get a few messages from people who were like, oh my God, Steve, like, why is he doing the recap voiceover? I don't think it's like Steve.
It was funny.
Yeah.
One, I don't think it's going to just be Steve doing them. I think it's whoever wins the previous elimination will be recapping.
I hope it is just Steve now.
So do I.
Just because it's going to annoy people.
It
And
would
the
be so
massage
funny.
gun.
Yeah.
That has to be both.
I love how halfway through he's like, this thing hurts.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so painful.
Yeah, no, they don't feel good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'll use that motherfucker on the floorboard, though, and hit it with the vacuum at the same time.
Wow.
Now, I will say that, like, Steve doing the previously on is very much akin to the freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I ended up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's just that type of intro, and just the way that he talks is totally just a laid back dude bro recapping something that he saw.
Exactly.
Rather than something that he lived.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was super, super fun. I liked, and he made it funny. Like, he made the recap part funny, and he had fun with it. I loved it. I'm actually liking Steve.
Me
too.
too.
Something else that I noticed that was pretty cool, that got me all excited, is, and it's so small and it's so stupid and it's only important to us, so sorry, listeners, but Miss Tina was wearing the same earrings on this episode that she was wearing in our interview. I was like, I know those earrings.
I've seen them
those
before.
earrings. You showed them off in our interview. It just made me so happy. It's the stupidest, smallest thing, but I was like,
It's the little things in life.
I felt like the what is it? The Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, like that's literally how I felt when I saw him. So anyway,
It was fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie.
it was cool.
I got giddy too.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Tina, man.
I did like how the little bit of foreshadowing that we talked about that happened in episode 1 kind of came into fruition in episode 2, and we get into the basis of why are people not trusting Ayanna all of a sudden.
What? Where is this?
But then I do like the fact that the whole time Ayanna's like, I'm just gonna spread some deceit. And I'm like, and I'm not mad about it. Like, this is a game, and if that's how you're gonna play this game, that's how you're gonna play this game.
Yeah.
And there's no rules against lying against people. That's part of the game.
Nope.
There are consequences, but
Yes.
you can still do it.
Yeah.
It's you play the game how you want to play the game, and we will watch. And if that means sleeping in your uniform or lying your ass off at the club,
Oh my god.
you do your thing.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh,
Just saying. But why is Cam watching her?
I don't know, because Cam was like, I'm watching her. Like,
Because
even
Cam knows. Cam knows. She just knows.
Well, and they're roommates. That's interesting.
yeah,
Oh,
and they're like
yeah.
friends, and like Ayanna was doing the whole like, you know, I'm standing in front of a challenge champion. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That
So
was my very first note about her. And I was like, oh, she's so like, I mean, that was a sincere moment.
Yeah.
I believe she truly felt that way about Cam.
Yeah, oh,
but
yeah.
then I was like, oh man.
well, look, here's my thing, and it happens here. Just I think probably right after the daily is when it actually happens. But I'm just going to talk about it now, whatever. Because I don't even think I wrote it in my notes. I just remembered it. But I think that the perfect explanation for Ayanna, Ryan said it. Like, she is such an amazing, good-hearted, loving person, but her biggest issue, especially in these types of situations, is that she gets in her own way. And you know what I mean? And she harms herself with these certain moves and decisions that she decides to make. But again, you know, we've said this 100 fucking times on our podcast before, is that like, I'm not going to judge somebody based off of like a move that they make on TV
A year and a half ago.
in a game a year and a half ago for a bunch of money. Go lay down.
Yeah,
The
right.
shitty thing though is that not everybody else is going to remember that it was so long ago.
Mhm.
I just hope people take it easy on her. We obviously know she's going through a lot right now.
That's my big thing is like,
Yeah.
I think that anyone that is questioning her gameplay, I understand that, but do not reach out to this woman with fucking hate right now.
Literally.
She's
Yeah.
literally battling breast cancer, is just in the hospital like right now.
Recovering from surgery.
You're recovering from surgery, and I don't want to speak on what it was because I don't know exactly, and I don't want to misspeak.
It's none of our business regardless, but you know, the woman is literally fighting for her life right now. So like, look, everybody can have their opinions and stuff, and you know, but just don't send her hate. Don't go comment on her stuff. Don't be a fucking dick. Okay, just don't be a dick. Like that's again rule number 1 of life. Don't be a dick.
100%. Golden rule. Come on now.
Yep.
So
Fuck.
that's all. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway,
How about
said
me,
what I
16,
said.
17 Dr. Peppers?
I gotta pay. Anyway, so there's not a whole lot in the intro. So we pretty much go right into the daily, which is called Car Sick.
There
And
was something in the intro.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
S Club 7.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
That's what
You
it
got
was.
it right.
Yeah, we got it right this time.
There you go.
Okay,
There you
anyways.
go.
Also, I would like to say that I need to give Kara props for coining the term Stargets, because every time that she fucking says it, nobody acknowledges it.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. That's literally all I felt.
Stargets is fucking
It was funny.
hilarious.
That's literally all I felt, because she said it like 9 times, and I was like, stop trying to make Stargets happen. It's not going to happen.
I'm going to say it. I'm co-opting it. I will be saying Stargets from now on, because I am notorious for just mashing 2 words together and just rolling with it. So
Nobody-
I already love Kara. Like, she's fucking hilarious. And then when she came in with that, I was like, I don't care that like no one is paying attention to the fact that she says it, and we'll just like ignore that part of the like they will be having a conversation with her and she will say it, and then they'll just like blank and then come back to whatever the conversation was beforehand. I'm taking Stargates. It's going to happen.
Look,
because Kara,
I like it.
It's fucking hilarious.
But I feel like if it was anyone else and it wasn't Kara, everybody would be like, "Oh, it's so funny." But people just always like to just be annoyed at her.
That's why this season I am on the Kara train, because I feel like it may be a lonely ride, but I'm here. And Stargates is staying.
Here's what I will say about the Stargates moment and about this opening intro of episode 2 before we get into the daily. I think that I'm totally on the Kara train. By the way, I'm totally on the Kara train for this season 2. I really want to see her do well. I've loved seeing her growth and all of that stuff. We've talked about that a bunch. I really dived into it I really dove into it on the cast breakdown. So anyway, I'm totally on board with you. I don't know. The Stargates thing was just, I was like, come on, Kara. But
I snort laughed.
What I did notice is that I do think, and maybe it's just the edit again, but I do think that Kara is being slightly naive with Rachel to think that Rachel is going to work with her when there are only going to be 3 stars for the females. Clearly,
and
it's
3 best friends.
Yeah. So it's like when she's sitting there and she's like, oh, Avery star, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, Kara, she's coming for yours too, honey. She's coming for yours and Avery's.
The smart thing for Kara to do would be to work with Cam, who's her real original alliance. Yeah. And she's feared in the house. We saw that in episode 1 where she's like, I don't think we should vote for Leroy. And then no one voted for Leroy.
Yeah, I think 2 people did. Yeah, but they were they knew it wasn't going to,
It was a burn vote.
It was burn votes because they didn't.
It was just a good thing.
People shouldn't burn vote on Leroy.
Yeah, especially with Veronica in the house. Ooh. The daily though this week, it brought back a whole bunch of nostalgia.
Dude, Leroy walking in though, his face. I was like, you could just see his heart just sunk. He was like, oh my God, I'm going to literally die.
That was one of that's Leroy falling off the cars. I can't remember if I've said it before, but that's one of my top scariest challenge moments.
Leroy and Tony. Yeah. And they're both here doing it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was just it was crazy.
The name of the daily is called Car Sick, by the way, if you haven't gotten there.
Car Sick. Yeah. Oh, and TJ friggin' rolling up in the Winnebago. Yes, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
What?
That was great.
That was amazing. we got the BMX bike. Now we got the Winnebago. I'm loving this, just these little things the
little nods.
He's going to drive up on a Zune next week.
Yeah. He's going to show up and have prizes for them or something at the daily. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Best Buy gift card.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. In my personal opinion, that is the only thing missing from this All Stars.
Daily prizes.
Yeah, that's it the one thing so that cool. It's a major miss.
Some free Burger King.
And
free Burger King. Give me a fucking posturepedic bed. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever the fuck, right? Whatever it is.
There you go.
Yeah. But I think if they brought back the daily prizes and the other thing I would really like to see brought back, because it just feels so nostalgic to me, is the fucking clues.
Yeah.
I need the clues. I miss clues.
The clues. And we know y'all have a fucking phone in that house because you guys call every week. So there's ways for TJ to send, air quotes, quote unquote, for those listening, for quote unquote TJ to send them a text, giving them a clue. I just feel like it would just kind of, like you said, kind of complete that.
It would just be the nostalgia even over. Very much like this daily, like we said, TJ rolls up in a Winnebago. Kifla is very excited to see it. It hits him right in the feels too. He talks about it brings it back to where they had to actually win missions to earn money to eat. And it was oh yeah, that's when they were real reality shows.
Yeah, they had to get, it's crazy.
But TJ explains the daily, which is basically you're going to get broken down into teams of 4, 2 guys, 2 girls. You're going to get stuffed in this van with a whole bunch of luggage on top. You're going to get lifted in a crane, spun around while listening to a radio station of TJ's lovely voice. delivering
shouting out clues
that have numbers associated with them, which is you're going to have to match to the luggage. It's a lot. It is the exact opposite of last week's daily, which was fucking easy to explain. This is just a lot. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, that's probably okay. Go watch the episode.
You probably still won't understand it, but that's okay. It's fine. You'll be fine. You'll make it through. It's fine.
It doesn't matter anyways. The elimination anyways.
Look, I think there were too many steps. I see, like, I didn't hate the daily. But I just think there was one too many steps. Right, because it was listening to the thing, and then you got to get the code, and then you got to get the puzzle out, and then you got to put the puzzle together. It was just like that, and then this, and then this, and then, like, no and then. Okay, we're done. No and then. But however, that being said, I will give them props in this moment because they took opportunity in this moment again to give us some nostalgia in these TJ clues. And I don't know if everybody noticed, but all of these clues were very special and very specific to certain things. But the ones that I want to talk about that stood out to me was the Carpe Diem at 612 Brown Street. Obviously representing DM Brown and her birthday being 6/12. So I loved that whole setup, and that they used these stickers and these clues again to just kind of bring back memories, bring back a little bit of nostalgic feeling. I feel like they're thinking out these dailies, even though they overcomplicated it, they're still kind of putting a little bit of extra thought and effort into it. And I do appreciate that. So
yeah. Just ripped my heart right out.
Yeah, I know.
The good part about this was we got golden moments. Like, what's 772 plus 8?
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm the worst at math, okay? And I was like, oh, honey.
Yeah. Like, honey,
no.
Like, just that's all you gotta do.
You just use your fingers. You can count.
Yeah, it's fine.
Baby girl.
It's fine.
It's okay. We all have our moments.
Ace was just like so frustrated, but also just like at that point, what do you do? Like,
so here's my thing with Kara is it's why I kind of like Kara more and more the more I watch her, is the fact it's the duality of Kara, which is one episode she absolutely murders everybody on the field. Nobody can touch her. And then the next one, Laurel just says, that's the thing about Kara. She has no no
sense of urgency.
Yeah, no sense of urgency.
She's like a little pigeon. Just that's because she knows. Like, and that's the thing that I do appreciate about Kara, especially more recently, is that she knows she sucks at math. And she admits that. Like, she's open about it. She's like, look, it is what it is. It's not my thing. I'm good at a lot of things, but not that thing. And I appreciate that, because it's like when you're constantly, like when you put on this like front that you're just great at everything, it's not relatable. It's not believable. Right. But when you have flaws and you have the same types of flaws that like other people have, like me, that I'm not good at math. I don't math.
You can add 8.
That I can do. But I'm just saying, like, if it was like multiplication, I'd have been fucked in that whole game right there.
Well, and someone was like, what's 6 times 8? And she said, 36. I'm like,
no.
With confidence, though.
Oh, so much confidence.
Speaking of confidence, Rachel jumping off that van.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Rachel is a different beast altogether.
Dude, she is something else.
I get nervous jumping out of the seat.
Yeah.
I would hurt my back.
Yeah.
I would just roll out.
Oh my God.
Fuck, man. Rachel, yeah, you guys are right. She's just something else. Look.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say really quick before we start moving out of the daily, obviously there wasn't a whole lot that happened in this one that we could actually like talk about. But being that you already gave your flowers on episode 1. I'm going to take my opportunity right now because I don't know if it'll happen again later in the season. And I'm going to give Jay flowers for this episode because he absolutely fucking murdered this daily challenge.
He did good.
He helped win that shit for that. Like, he did so fucking good. He did almost all the math by himself. And it was like, done. Like, so I'm going to give him his flowers. Major props to Jay. I loved seeing that fire and that fight in him. And I hope we continue to see it. But I just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to take my opportunity right now.
La 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 la
I fucking love Laurel. I don't care what anybody says.
What are you, a 5-year-old?
Yes.
I like how that she became Arnold Schwarzenegger all of a sudden. I also like that the producer just absolutely baited them.
Oh yeah.
So much.
Hell yeah. I love I should wait. I'll wait.
No, you can.
Sorry. No, I don't know if I should say it now or later, but after they win, because they won.
Yeah.
And Tony's just standing there like, just like, he's like, this is fucked. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard at his face.
Dude,
just letting him go at it.
That whole just little interaction is such a classic challenge situation.
It was so good.
And those don't happen often, so I enjoyed it immensely. I really did.
They don't. And like I said, like I just don't even care anymore what people say about Laurel. Y'all can hate her. I don't care. I will be all, over here all by my little lonesome.
I'm right there with you.
I'm very glad to have a little bit of company because lately it seems like there is no company over here.
Nobody needs to be mature all the time.
Thank you. Okay. All right. I like me a little bit of petty spiciness.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Especially in this house. Like, I'm sorry, but
yeah,
you're going to snap quicker in that house. So that's what I'm going with.
I'm also like, again, I'm not a fan of Nicole. So like, I'm never going to be upset that Laurel is fucking sassy and petty and childish to Nicole. I'm never going to be upset about that. I'm always going to laugh about that because it is always going to be funny to me. Always.
I just don't know in what world they like really thought they were going to have a successful, healthy relationship. Like
I know.
Delulu.
They're like the same in all the ways you don't want your partner to be the same as you.
Yeah, exactly.
I just, you have to take accountability. I'm taking accountability from walking away from a conversation that makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God.
Just fucking.
Okay, but then Laurel says, well, okay. Yeah. She was like, acceptable or something.
Like, just watching that, I was just like, oh my God, dude.
Or the awkwardness of their kitchen, like in the morning when they were in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
It's all just like, it's so painful to watch.
Yes.
Because it's happened so long ago. And so much has happened since then that like what is happening on the show has no frame of reference in the real world anymore.
No.
Yeah.
But we still have to watch it, and they're still like purposefully editing it in. Like that's going to be a huge through line throughout the entire season, and it's not like they're not together and not speaking. Like,
yeah.
Well, we got some interactions, so it's better.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not as bad as it was, but if I was Nicole, I would just walk around with that fucking protein shake, shaking that motherfucker the whole time, just every time I was around her. Because I was sitting there as a viewer and it was like probably 2.5 seconds, but I was like, that's annoying as fuck.
Oh my God. And imagine just literally hating that person also on top of that annoying noise. Like I would want to fucking fight. Like, and it's the morning. I'm not a morning person. Like it would just be such a bad combination.
Nothing like waking up and seeing the last person you want to see first thing in the morning.
Shaking a fucking protein thing. This oh my God, I'd be so mad.
Fuck you, I'm going to make mine in a blender. What do you think about that?
So based on the timeline of this season, was this after Nicole was engaged?
I don't.
Yes.
Oh, I don't.
yes.
So yeah.
I don't understand
But
this whole thing, but I know what happens after it.
I mean, who knows? I can't remember that long ago.
Yeah. I don't remember the finite details.
I know nothing.
I legitimately don't actually remember when this was filmed.
Do you guys want to know something so weird? One time that we're talking about weddings right now, Nicole Zanata is actually on an episode of Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh, I saw that.
Because she has a twin and they made her try on a dress.
Yep. I do remember hearing about that. I've never seen it, but I remember hearing about
I
it.
saw it.
I watched it.
Yeah, me too. I love that show.
The fact that she thought Wendy Williams was actually talking about her, I can never forgive that.
Oh my God.
I can never forget
the
that.
literal embarrassment.
I mean, she should be embarrassed because it's pretty widely known that Wendy Williams is not doing well. I also watched that documentary and that was...
Did you?
Yeah, it was tough.
Anyways, back before we start diving into more fucking... Anyways, I'm out of this. So Team 6 wins, which was Laurel, Nicole, Tony, and Jay.
Yeah.
And then the losing team was Janelle, Derek C, Ryan, and Jasmine.
Yep.
Which
and it
they
is
went
a
first.
women's elimination.
Yeah, and they went first. So,
they did. Yeah, and that's always the hard part is like having to be that first team.
In deliberations, as they get back to the house, like it kind of breaks into pretty early. And I don't understand Janelle's perspective on this of making Ayanna one of the first people you tell. At least that's what it was edited to kind of show, that you want to go in against whoever. Like she's the last person I would want to tell.
I think that she said, if I remember correctly, she said in her confessional that it was kind of like it was supposed to be like an olive branch, right? Like a peace offering kind of thing, where she was just trying to like be like, look, this is, and let's move past whatever the stupid shit is.
Well, and also you've got two friends who are potentially up for elimination. I'm the other person. Put me in.
Yeah.
Then you only have to say one name.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Ayanna has a very different view on eliminations than we think she does.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think what she said last time was it Sophia or Sophie?
A gift. Yeah.
Eliminations are a gift to be given an elimination, especially in this situation where you have to earn stars to go to a final. Like, why is she going to want to give that to the person that she doesn't work with in the house?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's just kind of my perspective on it. But nonetheless,
that's a good point. I didn't even consider that, honestly.
No, me either.
But you're also like, you're not going to want to put in two of your friends either.
Right.
So, because one of them is going home.
Yeah.
So you're going, like, that was the thing that I didn't get is Ayanna said that she's friends with Jasmine and Tina. The only other option is Janelle.
Yeah.
So that therefore tells me that you're going to put Janelle in anyway. But then because she said, put me in, you're like, well, I'm not doing it.
So now you're going to put both your friends in?
Yeah. So like, that's what I didn't understand, because if you put both of your friends in, one of your friends is going home. If you put your friend in against the other person who's not your friend, then your friend has a 50% chance of coming back. It didn't really make sense, other than the fact of like that meme of, well, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think the way that this played out, and we've already kind of gotten to it, that this season's really going to be centered around that relationship. And
I don't want it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I literally don't give a fuck about Laurel and Nicole. I like, as a couple thing, I don't care. And I just, from episode 1 and episode 2, until one of them goes home, hopefully one of them goes home and we don't have to deal with this all the way to the final, because otherwise that is literally going to be the central fucking focus all season. And it's stupid. I hate it.
Could you imagine living in the house with them though?
Oh God, you cut that tension with a knife.
I don't know. I feel like Laurel's not going to hold back. So, I mean, it's going to be like that every day, probably.
Yeah.
it's like that analogy, like the best analogy I can think of is like you're riding with your friends, like one of your friends and their significant other, and they get into a really big fight and you're in the back seat.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't want to be here right now.
You're just,
yeah. Fuck. Like, just so fucking awkward.
So awkward. Yeah.
Then they went to like a real bar, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a brewery.
Yeah.
But there was still nobody else there. Like, so they must have just like rented it out or whatever. So again, you missed out on the nostalgia part a little bit there, but
it's still better than a one on location. You know what I mean? But
agreed.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't all about politics. I mean, there was some.
Yeah.
I liked that there was enough variety of seating that they didn't all have to sit together.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And then during this scene, if I remember correctly, this is where Ayanna plants the seed that Janelle says she wants to go in, but she wants to go in against Jasmine.
Yeah. Oof.
I don't know how many people she told this to, but it went around that bar so fucking quick.
Seems like a lot.
It went around the bar quick, but half of the people were in various conversations with Janelle where she literally said, put me in against anyone.
Yeah.
And then they discredited the lie, but then the lie kept going. And I was like, everybody else here has said that's not what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why it keeps coming up. Like she even said to Jasmine, I don't care. I didn't say I wanted to go in against you. Did I? And half of them were like, no, she didn't. We were there.
Yeah. And it's like, and here's the thing. Is it shitty that it cost us a player, this whole situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
But,
Especially Janelle.
yes, because Janelle's a fucking beast. But at the same time, if you were in the game and you did this to someone you didn't get along with in the game, you would look at this as an absolute W.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She literally just got her like biggest, like, I don't want to say like hater. This so cliche, but yeah, like her biggest like rivalry in the house, right? Her vendetta, if we want to stay true to the challenge rival, you know, but, she got her out without fucking voting for her,
anything,
winning a daily, going into elimination, literally nothing.
TJ did say politicking was going to be a huge part. Like he made sure to like really drive that home.
That part though.
Did hear a sad piece of information though, that Janelle was quite upset in that she said, don't call me again.
Yeah.
She basically told production to lose her number.
But I could understand why. I mean, like she said, like she has a great life at home and she doesn't need that. Like, isn't she she's a surgeon of some sort?
She's a first responder, yeah.
She's a trauma nurse, I think she said.
Yeah, trauma nurse. I think, it was like something with neurology, if I remember correctly. But
I mean, that's a pretty important job. So,
and that's the thing is like at the end of the day, what like people with actual careers compared to this being a career where they're not getting the types of checks that like the mainstays are getting, like CT or like the, bananas. And I'm not trying to assume money, but like we all know who the faces of the show are.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth it. Like why ruin your reputation, all of that for a TV show that's not going to take care of your family.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And so even though she quit, I don't hold it against her at all.
No, nobody did. And you could tell.
I like how Cam said it. She was like, I understand what she's doing, but like in this game, like, don't let her get under your skin. This is when we try to get her out. That's what you do. I
honestly, look, I've been a little like MIA from social media for the past like week or so. But I feel like there's more to this situation. And I know that I've seen things being said that there's a lot more to this story. And a lot more to what happened to Janelle that caused her to feel like she would be better if she just left the game instead of completing the elimination. Mental health, just all of that. Like I heard there was bullying, like there's just a lot of stuff. But I don't know the whole story, so I don't really want to get into it. These are all just rumors, and it's just like little clues being left by castmates that were there. Obviously, they're not talking about everything that happened. They probably can't. But I just want to point that out to people because I know that there are people out there that are very upset at Janelle and they're like, she should never be called back. Well, she's not going to be called back anyway because she hasn't won comeback. Okay. But that being said, I don't hold this one against Janelle. To me, this is the same kind of situation as when Kaylee quit. And if you're in a situation where you literally do not feel comfortable physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're not going to be able to play that game anyway. So at that point, you're away from your kids, your job, your husband, your home, your bed, all that stuff for no reason because your head's not even fucking in it. So I can't blame her at all.
No,
and
not at all.
So the thing that's interesting is I've also seen some stuff that said there was another person working with Ayanna to kind of construct this. And
that's kind of what I meant with the bullying, is that it was like multiple people doing this. It wasn't just...
You kind of see who that is, I feel like, in this episode. Of after knowing that information, I had watched it again. And I mean, she's like, Janelle is breaking down in tears, screaming at Tina, saying, I'll go home. Okay, Tina, I'll go home. You stay. I'll go. So that like leads me to think that that's what they're referring to. But you never know.
And that wasn't like...
It just seemed like when you saw her in that moment, she really had reached her breaking point, and it wasn't just about what we saw. You could just tell. It was like she had enough.
And that was the part that really got me, is it got to a point where, as we say, it went beyond the show, where it was a moment where Janelle had absolutely reached her breaking point. It had nothing to do with the game anymore, and she wanted to remove herself from it. And that's when kind of like the second barrage came.
Right.
Of just like, this is what she does, and this is how she gets sympathy, and this is how she gaslights. And that was the part that I wasn't super cool with, because it was no longer about the game. Like the night before at the bar, totally game related. Like plant the seed, see where it goes, see what grows. Totally fine. All within the confines of the game. But with that situation where you've got the entire house sitting there, and then she's already at a point where she's not receptive to this situation anymore, and then that's the follow through, that was where I just like didn't sit right. And that's why I have no problem with Janelle leaving, and like I probably would have done the same. And like it was clear how everybody reacted to her leaving and how everybody saw her out the door. And I'm not 100% sure. I would have to go back and watch it again, and I will, because Sarah hasn't watched it yet. But I'm pretty sure that when TJ referenced it, he said that she left, not that she quit.
She left. Yeah, she said that, damn it. He said that she left the game.
Yeah.
Janelle left the game.
And that says it all right there.
Yeah, and that was my thing, is that if it was something that, you know what I mean? Like if it was just something small and stupid, like TJ would have made a comment. He would have absolutely made a comment, you know? So, yeah, I feel for Janelle. I don't know the full story of what happened, but I really, really feel for her. And, you know, it sucks that we're never going to see her on this show again, more than likely, because she's a badass competitor, and I've always enjoyed watching her. You know, but I wish her well, and I hope, you know, if she gets everything that she fucking wants in life, because she's an awesome person. So.
And major props to her for like acknowledging the fact that it was not a space that was going to work for her.
Yes.
And to remove herself from it, because so many of us don't, and just sort of suffer through it. And it speaks a lot to her character to be able to be like, cool, if this is how the situation is going to go down, I'm not a part of it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, you know, I think it's, like you said, a part of the show that transcends the actual show itself.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, after that, we get into kind of like where they get set up to go into the elimination. And I like how we get all the dramatic shots, but the two people that were voted in from this, which would have been Janelle and Tina, turns out that Janelle's gone. So it's just Tina walking out there.
Hold up. I'm sorry. I thought we were moving into the nomination ceremony.
Oh shit!
Because
did I
we
miss
gotta talk
something?
about that really quick. Ayanna's fucking speech. Ayanna's speech.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
forgot about that.
There is a very serious Apple situation, according to Kara.
There was a lot. That was a lot.
Cam said it went on for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It takes a lot to work Leroy up too, and he was like,
Yeah.
He was like, I'm done.
He
he
literally
was like,
stood up and
what's your point?
he was fucking done, bro. He stood up and what?
The wild part was I heard she was like the first or second person that started. Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So she wasn't the last to
Oh
go?
my God.
No, she was not the last to go.
No, Ace was behind her still waiting the whole time.
Oh my
said-
God.
Like, I just love all the roundabout things. She said, and I'll ride for you till the end. Tell a friend.
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny as hell.
Good eye on it. You know?
I love when the editing, when they do that thing where they start to like roll all the audio and layer it over each other, and it's like almost like sped up a little bit. And it's just like a clock running. You know what I mean? Like, I loved it. But yeah, Leroy losing his shit. The second Leroy stood up and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? So now you're voting for Jasmine? You just said you're not voting for Jasmine. Like, explain this to me."
He said, "I don't even know what just happened. Can you please explain to me what happened?" And then she tries to say, "Oh, we'll have a personal one-on-one conversation." Why? Just
Everyone was so confused. Like, after she stopped talking and said Jasmine, you could have heard a pin drop because nobody understood what just happened.
Yeah, well, and what was really fucking funny about that is when Leroy was asking her and she was like, "Oh, she said, in the interest of saving time, we could have a one-on-one." Girl, you just went off for 45 fucking minutes. You might as well take another 5 to explain it to them. Like, I was like, in the interest of saving time, are you kidding me right now?
And then told Leroy that he was being disrespectful to Ace's time.
yes.
It was like, Ace has just been sitting there quietly for 2 episodes, but also for like this entire deliberation.
I've never seen Leroy get that upset over.
No, me neither.
Ever.
Like,
No.
Over anything. I don't even want to go into it, but that man had Voldemort screaming in his fucking face and he did not get upset. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I
like
can totally see why though.
this pushed him over the edge. And it was really funny to watch, but also I was like,
But he still like handled it calmly. He wasn't he wasn't like,
He did, yeah. And he wasn't a dick about it either.
no, he was just like, I've had enough and I have to walk away. And I can resonate with that.
yeah.
No.
I appreciate it. I appreciate recognizing that moment where you're like, I gotta walk away or I'm gonna fucking lose it.
I'm going to say some shit I'm going to regret. Is what it is.
I was just gonna say the confessional that him and Cam did right
That's
after
my
this.
line of the night. That's that confessional.
I'd rather stick toothpicks under my toenails and kick a wall as hard as I can than listen to another Ayanna speech.
And Cam said, "I'd rather chew on a denim jacket."
It fucking floored me, dude.
See,
They floored
my
me.
favorite was actually Cara when she was like, at one point there were apples on the table. It was a very serious apple situation. And she
Like, what?
she had them all lined up. I have no idea what she possibly could have been explaining.
They didn't even cover that.
Nope.
Yeah. But then when I did listen the second time, the very first thing that she said was that Janelle, like she was voting Janelle. But then she went on that whole thing, like to get to the second person. And the first time I listened, I thought that she hadn't named anyone, went through that whole diatribe about how she wasn't going to put her friends in, and then just said Jasmine and not said Janelle, and then sat back.
Dude, I forgot she said Janelle. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, she only gets away with saying one person's name. She just does what she wants.
Yeah.
That was probably her theory. She's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to say Janelle, so now I'm going to have this long talk. I'm going to throw them all off. They're never going to remember I said it. Jasmine.
She should have done it in reverse order and nobody would remember she said Jasmine. They
Exactly.
Would just, she said Janelle.
Yeah. And then they'd have just been mad because they'd have been like, you needed 45 minutes to tell us you want to vote in the girl you don't like. Thanks.
Yeah. Fucking wild.
It was so yeah.
I was so for it though. Like if you can pull that shit off,
Yeah.
it's amazing to me that, well, it's only because it's All Stars that nobody fucking got pissed off earlier. Like Bananas isn't sitting there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Bananas would have lost his shit.
Yeah.
He'd have
Absolutely.
lost his fucking shit.
Could you imagine?
And not only that, not only would he have lost his shit in that moment, immediately he would have started orchestrating for Ayanna to go home next because I ain't listening through another one of these things. Like he immediately,
Yeah.
she gotta go.
Fuck.
She's gotta go.
So
So yeah. Anyway, obviously we know Janelle ends up leaving. You know, we already went into that. And then we go into elimination.
well, and that's what I was getting to earlier before
Elimination.
when we were kind of jumping back and forth and everything, but and me
That's what we
jumping
do.
forward usually, but
Oopsies.
them walking in, like Janelle's already left and Tina's just walking by herself in the fucking thing, leading like the line. I was like, are they going to a playground? What's going on? But
I think she already knew. Like she
Yeah.
probably already talked to Laurel and Nicole. And you know what I mean? Like I think that she already knew she wasn't going to be competing that night.
Either one of them could have easily gone down.
Yeah.
And taken that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with that elimination, the way it was explained, I'm like, I feel like either of them would have done.
Yeah,
really
you just
well.
got to it's a memory game. You just got to replicate the code,
Yeah,
you know?
it's literally Simon Says.
Yeah. So
you guys didn't think they were going to have her pick somebody else to go against?
No, I didn't think so.
No, because there was no other option. Well, like the only other option would have been Jasmine, and she technically wasn't voted down.
Right.
And they still lost a girl, so then they would have to
lose two
guys in a row, which they could do. But
they were open to it had Laurel or Nicole wanted to come down and get their star.
That's true too. That could have changed the whole thing.
Well, and my thing is, I think, especially, you know, based on our conversation and the way Tina referred to Laurel, and obviously we talked to her after All Stars 4 had been filmed, but before it had aired. Just based on the way she kind of talked about Laurel, it made me think that there was something that was built there.
Yeah.
From this season. So
yeah,
just kind of my thoughts on it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, and she's got the connection, the challenge. What does she
Fresh
call
meat
it?
connection.
She calls it like, I forget.
Family tree
Not
or
genetics,
something like that.
but I forget her. I don't know. I don't remember. Go listen to the interview.
Yeah. Fair.
Anyway.
Fair.
So she ends up not having to compete, but she still gets to steal a fucking star. I was like, that's savage, dude.
Hold up. The part where she's talking with TJ and she's like, okay, TJ. And he was like,
TJ does it?
Yes.
I love watching them interact together. It's so funny.
I love him. He's having so much fun. I'm still just sitting here like this.
Yeah.
He's having so much fun. And this shows it again. Like, I love TJ on All Stars. I love it.
Me too.
It's the right fit. It's the right fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tina gets to still a star, and I know we didn't talk about it earlier, but obviously there was a conversation between Tina and Avery where Tina was kind of strong arming Avery into like, you don't want to vote for us.
Tina.
Poor Avery too.
Dude.
Yeah.
She was so scared. Poor Avery.
She what? But you know what? She stood her ground and she
did.
voted
Yes,
Tina
she did.
in anyway. I don't know if it's going to work out for her in the end.
She lost her star because of it.
She did lose her star because of it. However, Avery's already proven that she can compete in this game. So, you know what I mean? So, like, it's also that kind of thing. Again, I think it's like, I'm coming back for my fucking star. And if it comes down to Avery and Tina, I'm almost always going to pick Avery. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
I don't know. I just feel like the challenge, especially now with the type of games that, especially the first elimination we saw and what this elimination was going to be, it's just a random draw. It's some stupid, it's not hall brawl. We're not, I don't think we're going to see a pole wrestle. We might, but
we better.
I think it's going to be a lot of like, you know, kind of
puzzles.
Campy games. You know what I mean? Like there's a trench now, find balls with stars on them because you're all stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the trailer or the sneak peek for next week, or I couldn't tell if it was just next week or the rest of the season, but oh my God, words are hard. The like cage thing that Darrell and Jordan had to do before.
Oh yeah.
It looked like that, but it was like spinning.
And there was like a ball thing in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what that is.
And then there was another one where it looked like there was like a trench that was dug and filled with water, and then there was like a fence over it. So it looks like one of those where you have to kind of swim under or something like that. And it looked like Kara. And then the other like next on portion that kind of got me was the one where it's like it's all narrated by Laurel screaming at Kara.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not like that.
No, I did not. It's not a good look.
Wow.
Especially with what we know now and what they've shown us on previews for earlier in the season of this conversation. Well, the conversation is basically kind of overlaid where Kara is going, you know, this is going to look bad. Kind of like in
so it's going to be about Nicole.
Yeah. So, and if you guys have listened to I know Tony probably didn't, and I know you didn't, but the Bananas podcast with Kara that he released.
I haven't listened yet.
I didn't.
Oh, me either.
I'm going to.
I didn't realize it was back up.
It's implied heavily by Kara that that's kind of the situation that's happening right now. So anyways, it's going to be interesting, but
It's going to be such a good season.
it's not going to be kumbaya, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So before we get out of here, do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about that we haven't brought up thus far? I know we got through this kind of quick, but these are only 45-minute, episodes, not 90-minute episodes. So
Which
we
is
can
so
cover them
good.
pretty quickly.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have a line of the night.
Okay. So what's your line of the night?
Leroy telling Cam, "Told you I could count."
Yes.
Yes.
That was
And
great.
her
That was so
reply to him,
cute.
though. And she's like, my baby can count numbers, do
Yeah,
math. That shit was great.
I love them so
They
much.
are the best. I love it. I love it so much.
I don't know. Yeah, that's mine. It's not even a line. It's just a situation of the night. It's Kara not knowing what 772 plus 8 was. It was just so great and so campy and funny and on point.
Yeah.
So that's my
I love it.
one of the night.
I love it. I got to go with the toothpicks and the toenails. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine was like the whole saying for it, like all of the sayings that they
all
had.
that confessional, that
All
whole
of it.
one. Yeah.
I think the first one that I didn't say earlier was he said, "I would rather stare at paint dry for the next 3 years."
Yeah.
than listen to her again. Like how I just love him so much.
Yeah, the
He's
denim one
amazing.
was really good. What about you, Alexis?
My line is for sure going to have to be Ayanna saying, "I ride with you to the end. Tell a friend." It just cracked me up because it's just like such a thing you would say when you like run out of things to say.
Yes.
But, like, she was just like, I feel like there were multiple times where she was making it rhyme. And I'm just like, wow.
It's official,
this
like
woman.
a referee whistle. Yeah, it's
so
fucking
good.
funny.
So good.
As far as MVP goes, I mean, kind of hard to pick one on this one, but I guess I'll go with the team of 4, Laurel, Nicole, Tony, and Jay. I mean, there's not really much else to go off of.
Yeah, I will back you up on that with a higher emphasis on Jay because he did majority of the math work.
Laurel did a lot of yelling.
And would you just chill the fuck out? Let me have my MVP. Goddamn.
It's our MVP.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's the same fucking people. It's our MVP.
No, I get my own.
No.
Yeah, so with a high emphasis on Jay because he did so well during this episode and he impressed me. So
Yeah, no.
MVP.
I will also give my MVP to Jay. I was going to anyway, so I'm glad that I'm not alone. I do also just want to give major props to Ryan. When they were going into the elimination, I noticed his shirt. He's got a Protect Trans Kids shirt, which especially in our current cultural landscape is fantastic, even though technically it was a year and a half ago. But it was something that I noticed and something I wanted to draw attention to. And then I guess like female MVP, I don't know, like Janelle for knowing when to leave and being cool with it. Like,
yeah, I don't even know either.
Nicole and Laurel basically yelled at each other while Jay did the math. And then I don't really know who did the puzzle because at that point I was writing notes and not looking because it was the puzzle portion I didn't care. So I'm going to give Jay the male MVP and Janelle the female MVP.
I like it.
I'm just going with the team,
Bingo.
Nice.
the winning team.
Yeah.
Well, I'm switching it up, guys. I'm giving it to Leroy
There you go.
because he done learned his math and he entertained us just by being himself.
Yeah.
This whole episode. So, and females, I guess I'm going with Laurel and Nicole because they won.
One thing I do want to mention just because of her relationships in the house, and I have in my personal opinion, I don't know or not. I don't know how long she's going to last, but is Flora and her fucking confessionals and
She's
ad-libs,
funny.
Hilarious.
she is so fucking
she's
funny.
Literal TV gold. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
I love her. She may not be good at the dailies and stuff
Doesn't
like that.
matter.
And she's very well aware of that. But she is fun to watch on TV. I love her
Yes.
confessionals. It's great.
And she doesn't give up, so or at least not yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. She went to the horn, so
Yeah.
major props.
Well, I think that calls it a night, calls it an episode, whatever you wanted to call it.
It's been called.
It's been called.
It's been called something.
We're waiting until Wednesday, just like you guys, for the new episode. So
What?
with that being said, I mean, what do you guys rate this episode? I don't want to give it an A because I don't think it was as good as episode 1, but I'll go A- because it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I was gonna say like A- B+, like right around in that area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a really good episode. It was a really good episode.
On point music once again.
Again, yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, that Lindsay Lohan rumors too.
Right.
How did I not bring this up? Fucking Lindsay Lohan. Just a thank you to whoever is doing the music. Thank you again.
Killing it. Absolutely killing it.
All right. Well, from all of us here at the Challenge Fandom Podcast, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back to be breaking down episode 3, maybe 4. Who knows what they're going to do? But we'll be here to help you guys, understand the show on a little deeper level, or not. Just depends on how we're feeling.
Or just talk shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Just sharing on some of the tea we've heard. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Remember to download the episode, and if you like it, make sure to rate us 5 stars. If you didn't, hit us up on Instagram at Biodomer. With that being said, for myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes, Tony, Stats and Info Lance, Alexis, Tex, Rawson, and Katie, Lavender Hayes, Pahura.
Oh, she got a new one tonight.
Did you adopt her?
Glitter.
Perhaps. It's a hyphen.
Maybe.
It was just, I was trying to think of another song, but that was the one that came in.
I was gonna say, yeah, of all the options.
I'm so impressed you know that one now, though.
I've been doing my homework.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
You've got a reputation
The
now.
little babies are growing up.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. See you next week. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.